Hey friends, welcome to Only Recorder. This is going to be a very short video in which I'm going to show you how you can build a YouTube thumbnail downloader using Streamlit as a web interface and also very few lines of Python code. You'll be actually surprised to see how many lines of Python code you would need for you to do this thing. So what we are going to do, we are going to use Streamlit for our web interface, and we are going to see the logic of downloading YouTube thumbnail. So first of all, Streamlit is a very popular Python library that's usually used for building data science and machine learning AI web application or also dashboards. But I kind of started using it for everything that I want, where I don't have to be actually a great web developer, but with just a few lines of Python code, I can spin up a Python based web application, and then I can also deploy it. So what we are going to do in this video is we're going to first see a demo, then we are going to see how to create this like line by line, and then finally, if possible, we're going to deploy the same application on Streamlit sharing. So you can see how we are taking something from ideation to the complete final stage. So let me first show you whether it works. So that's the first thing. So I have a YouTube link here. Let me copy it. Let me close the video just to save my browser's energy. Then go here. Paste it. Press enter. So if it downloads the latest image, you can see at the top right it is running. If it downloads the latest image of MKBHD, a very popular YouTuber we all know, then it works. And again, please be mindful that my browser is because I'm recording, my browser is actually acting a bit weird. You know, any Chromium based browser. That's why this delays. This delay has nothing to do with. Okay. Yeah. So it works. So it has successfully downloaded. Let's quickly go ahead and then start with the code. Before that, let's shut down the application that's currently running so that we can get some time. I'm not going to use the code in this thing. We're going to code it live, but I just need the URL pattern finally, so which I will take it from this. Okay, let me stop the Streamlit that is running. That's nice. So now that we have stopped the existing app, let me get my VS Code there, the new. So I've created a new folder that says YouTube thumbnail downloader. I'm going to create a new file. So my new file is going to be a new Python file. You can just start saving it as a Python file. I'm going to call it app.py. Yeah, I'm going to call it app.py. So my new file is going to be app.py. I don't want anything from this except this one URL path. So with that, I'm going to close this. Let's make it big and then start coding. So this is the URL path which we need, how to extract it. So you can see thumbnail path. Okay, so the first thing is we need to import the package, import Streamlit. Currently we are not going to use any other package, so yeah, that's the thing. So we're going to start with st title. So our title is Streamlit, YouTube thumbnail downloader. The next thing is we are going to add some text, st text, and the text is going to tell people. Let me just. The text is to tell people that what do they have to do. Enter a YouTube video URL. Enter a YouTube video. Enter a complete YouTube video. Complete URL. We are not handling any edge cases here. So the next thing is we want to capture URL. URL is going to be captured as string text input, and label is enter. Okay, I think I can probably give the label as the same thing. or I can say whose thumbnail you would like to download. Yep. You would. Okay, I'm not going to spend a lot of time in copywriting. Enter YouTube. Okay. Once that is done, now I think at this point we should be capturing the URL. So the next step is, once we have the URL, we need to split the URL. So let me show you what I mean by that. So yeah, my new terminal, I'm going to invoke Python to show you actually what do I mean by that. That's bad. Okay, Python 3. So when I have a URL, we ideally want to capture, okay, this I seem to have captured, yeah, we need the URL. So let me go get the URL. Just for now, I'll close this. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to show you how it actually works. Then maybe we can see. So what I'm going to say is URL is equal to, okay, I think my computer is acting very weird. Let me just show you URL is equal to, done. So what we need is we need the ID. So for that, what we can do is we can say split of equal to. So again, like I said, I'm not handling any cases here. So you could have a short URL and like things like that can happen. But here I'm just using like plain case. So, but if you're going to deploy it as a commercial product, please make sure that you handle all these edge cases. So this is what we are going to do. We're going to split the URL based on equal to, and then we are going to select the last one. Yep, we are going to paste it here. Sorry, and we are going to process url.split of. So yeah, I'll just show you quickly what will happen there. -1, and this is what we're calling as ID. So once you put that ID in this path, by default, like you don't need any API call, you don't need anything. Like basically all you need is you need to take this URL and the ID of the URL, and once you have that ID, if you post it here like in this URL and then make a call from your browser, you would actually get an image. And what do we do to display an image? We can just say st.image, and maybe we can just add a small text, st.text, high resolution. Okay, I should say maximum resolution. Right click and save it. Okay, now image of max underscore res. Let me save this and exit Python, clear this, run it with Streamlit run update.py, and then see. So let me make this small. So it's executing. Like I said, my machine is quite slow. So you can see when it is taking time. So once the Streamlit app runs without any problem, like hopefully, then we would get a URL and like localhost URL. Once you put that URL over there, you would be able to see the app and working, if it works fine. Still running. I mean trying to run. So if we are going to deploy this, the other thing that we need to create is we need to create a requirement.txt file. Okay. Maybe while it is running, we can create that. Streamlit is the only package that we are looking forward for. So I'll save it. Okay, so you can see that it has given you a URL. It's the same URL. I'm going to call it requirements.txt. Okay, requirements.txt. So this is important if you are going to deploy it. Yeah, right now we have created that. The URL is ready. The app is running. So let's see if the app displays what we want. It is still running. Requirements.txt is fine. App.py is fine. Once the app runs successfully, or if the app runs successfully, then we are going to, okay, there is that is really bad of me, because what I've done is I've said import Streamlit as st, save it, and now it says that the always rerun. Yeah, rerun it. I didn't create an alias, so that's the error. You would have seen, like, doesn't know what is st means. So ideally supposed to create an alias, but I didn't do it. So when you have to handle edge cases, probably you need to use other stuff. Let me paste again. Edge cases, like, you need to like, say don't show anything, like, then. So okay, I don't have the URL. That's awesome. So I think every time I need to check with the find the URL. Okay, let me go to YouTube and find some content, YouTube video. And you can see that we have got a dark theme by default, YouTube Streamlit themes. So if you want to know how to customize your Streamlit theme, you can probably go check my previous video, which is what we're going to get the thumbnail of, to check at least. It's loading. Probably it would have been slightly easier if I was using Google to just copy the URL, but I'm using DuckDuckGo. Let's see if it shows my video. There is a video. Copy the link. Close the video just for the sake of, browser stability. Paste the video URL. Press enter as it says. If what I've done is correct, it should ideally show me the thumbnail that I've used in that video. Let's see. If it does, then that's awesome. So we have got the high resolution. So now all you have to do is right click it, and then you can say is like save image as. You would get the thumbnail. So good job. So we have successfully created a very popular internet project. A lot of people actually make good money with that. So it's a nice project. So let's go to the repository. Let's create a repository. We'll call it YouTube thumbnail downloader. Again, like I said, like if you're going to launch it as a commercial product, you would probably need to handle some test cases, but here I'm not doing all those things. Create a new repository. Where do I do it? I have to probably make it slightly big. Okay, create a new repository. And Streamlit sharing works for public repository as of now. I mean, like, I don't want to keep something private and then put it on Streamlit sharing, which is somebody is already offering it for free. Let me call it. Let me call it. And I'm going to do it in a very crude way. I'm not going to use Git here. YouTube thumbnail. Downloader. Ideally, you're supposed to use Git to connect, like transfer the files, but like I said, like I'm going to do it in a crude way. Just copy paste the files. Add a README. It's always a good habit to choose a license. I'm going to choose MIT, which I usually do, because I don't mind usually when people even use my project for commercial purpose. Like if you want to take this code and then make like a successful commercial product, you're most welcome. So I'm not adding any description, so I'm going to go ahead with and just remember one thing. A lot of tutorials that probably you would have seen before would not work here because just wondering why it is not YouTube thumbnail. What's strange, it's not actually showing, enabling the button. Let me just give a different name. Okay, this is weird. Let me just start again from the first. New repository. I mean, these are the things that sometimes drive you crazy. Like the entire project probably took us maximum 5 minutes to create, but when you try to do something, these things usually take time. And then, I mean, like, like honestly, this is a thing that shouldn't have taken time. Let's see. Okay. Then add a readme, choose a license, create repository is still disabled. Okay, I didn't choose a license. Let me choose MIT. So the problem is funny. It didn't verify create repository. Once we create the repository, all we have to do now is load our files. So we have our files. Just get it and then drag and drop it. Or you can create the file as well. Like whatever you are comfortable with, you can do that. Yeah, drop your drop to upload your files. Just make sure until that the dropping screen comes in, otherwise so, I mean, like sometimes it can actually try to open that file on the browser, and then you might have to again go back and then do it again. So again, when this is happening, just wait until so yeah, basically if you are somebody who knows Git, like you don't have to do all these things at all. And I didn't put the commit message as well. Like, yeah, just make sure you put a commit message. I don't want to spend time on this thing and then show you how to do these things. I assume that you already do this thing. But the main purpose of this video is to show how simple it is to create any web application, or probably I should say lightweight web application, using Streamlit that can have general purpose, not just a data science web application. So once we are done with this, what we are going to do next is, let's make sure that the files are uploaded. Once we know that the files are uploaded, let's copy this URL. Yes, the files are uploaded. Go to Streamlit sharing. You have to log in. Like if you have got access already, you should go to Streamlit sharing, log in with your GitHub, create a new app. I already have one app, so paste the app URL. Yep, the main branch name is main, and the file name is, you can actually paste the URL of the app itself, like if you want. So I'm going to say deploy. Like you can either paste the entire URL, or you can do this kind of stuff, like where you actually, like where we manage to take individual repo, account, and then file name, all these things. It says requirement is already processed and update to services available. It says it's connecting. Oh, balloons are there. It says our app should be live, but I'm not going to believe it until I see. And like I mentioned before, Streamlit now currently supports, at least at this point of recording video, supports custom themes. So if you want to do how to do it, just refer to the previous video. You would actually see. Here it is. Congratulations, we have successfully developed an application which doesn't handle any test case. That's a funny thing, but we can do it. So if you have a YouTube, I think I have the thumbnail, I mean the URL. Let me just go there and try to paste it. Okay, this is my done. I don't want this. This is my local host. I mean, like, we stopped it, so I should have at least copied the URL, which I didn't do. Okay, when I paste it, so this is the problem when I copy, go to the actual app that we have deployed, and paste it, and then press enter, which itself would tell you to do it. If it shows again, please, my apologies that it looks like it takes time, which is probably the problem with my machine. It doesn't take much time. Okay, it didn't copy. That's a shame. Looks like I should have probably copied it from YouTube itself. Copy, go here, paste it, press enter. Yes, now you can right click it and save as, and then you get your YouTube thumbnail. So the kind of enhancements you can do, handle edge cases, make the UI slightly more colorful, add logo, and you can add more resolution, or you can add a download button. All these things that you want, you can do it. But my objective with this video is show how powerful and easy and simple Streamlit is. How easy it is to even build a YouTube thumbnail downloader, like with no dependency at all. And then how easy it is to deploy using Streamlit sharing. If you're not using it, should definitely use it. Thanks to Streamlit for providing this free service that could help a lot of us, deploy our hobby projects and see how it goes. And I hope this video was helpful to you. My apologies that couple of things took time, which ideally it shouldn't have taken. Again, the problem is with my machines. It starts dying when I open OBS to record. So yeah, otherwise I think this is a very good project for you to download, use, showcase your Python skills, and then you even develop more user interface development skills. And it could be a good addition to your portfolio. I strongly believe that. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. And otherwise, if you build this same, make sure that you comment the link of your application. I would definitely like to check it out, how you're doing it. And like I said before, this uses dark theme. Usually Streamlit applications do not look like this by default. This uses dark theme, and if you want to know how to create custom theme, please check out my previous video. Until next video, stay safe, take care, happy programming.